Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dry Down. Today, connoisseurs conversation. We're going to talk about today the encompassing of the Dry Down. We're going to talk about a brand new cigar in my tasting palette. We want to talk about the Oliva Monticello cigar from a cigar, I think they're in Pennsylvania. This is Holt Cigar exclusive that they have done a collaboration with the House of Oliva and created a very, very nice cigar for us to smoke. This is one that is a beautiful cigar. Let me show you the band and the wrapper and things of that sort really quick. And I'm going to get into the presentation, but I want to give you a really good look at how this rich cigar looks in its chocolate tonality while I get into the prologue about what it is I feel about this and give you the full dry down breakdown of this particular rich tobacco from the Monticello cigar done by Oliva. So for me, this one here is an unmistakable take to me. This is, when it comes to cigars, the unmistakable allure of cigars is an art form. It's shaped by tradition, it's shaped by terroir, it's shaped by time and development and how we cure our tobaccos. There are many products on the market, and so there are stories to be told. There are really wonderful rolled cigars that are just touched by one hand or another, and to me there are things that unravel a great craftsmanship. And so for me, just getting a hold of this particular cigar and the modern sophistication in which this cigar has taken place as a very well done Nicaraguan puro, just today we are going to turn our attention to Oliva's Monticello, a name that evokes a sense of legacy and refinement to me and a meticulous artistry. And so this cigar is not just an indulgence to me. This is what I really want to dive into after picking up or getting a box as a gift and diving into the rich background of what the storyline was between the Holt cigar manufacturer and or store and Monticello Oliva as the actual manufacturer of the cigar. And so for me, this cigar, it is one that is a journey through the Nicaraguan verdant of Jalapa Valley, and this is one of the best tasting cigars I've had in a while. Super mellow. Every leaf that goes into this is a rich take on how the soil was just beautifully meticulously taken care of to grow these tobacco leaves from it. So the patient aging of this one is also one that I can pick up on. The Monticello, much like the estate it shares its name with, is one that has a prominence of experience that bridges elegance and complexity. So for me, the presentation, the taste profile, every detail has been crafted for this one to consider a complete creation of something memorable. And that's exactly what this particular cigar has done for me. So as I light this one up and have lit this one up, this one is going to explore the rich background of Oliva and the standout Monticello namesake that it is. So let's dive into this world of cigars when it comes to Monticello and it comes to Oliva. So first up, gentlemen, as I do not smoke in my home, and anybody near to me have known about the dry down. So I'm going to give you an impression of what it is I smoke with the cigars I've had, and then show you the profile of the particular cigar in hand. So as it comes to an impression, the Oliva is, or the Oliva Monticello, I should say, is one that's defined by a trait of Oliva's portfolio. It's refined and elegant and packed with layers of complexity that I always expect from Oliva, especially from the Milano brand. And so this one here, it bridges the tradition of the Milano with a little bit of a modernity taste to it that I'm picking up from some of the newer nuanced flavors that I'm getting from Nicaraguan puros. And so making this one an excellent choice for aficionados seeking a medium to full body cigar that tells a story with every draw that I took. This is one that I very much so am enjoying before I get to any other taste profiles, as one that has really caught me with the mellow but full body taste profile, but the nicotine comes off very, very mellow in this one. So it's a standout cigar that it stands poised as a versatile companion to moments when you want to just be leisure and relax when you have a cigar smoke. And that's the overall impression I get from this one, with the look, the vein, the minimal veins, the minimal toothiness. It's a very dull chocolatey, not oily at all. It's a very, very beautiful chocolate cigar to behold. And I love the band on this one. They took a little tradition from what I think is something to pay homage to Padron, to be perfectly honest. That's what they're doing at Oliva, but it's one of their own. and it does a beautiful shape and shade. This is the Robusto size as well, if I haven't mentioned that. So as you're seeing this, as far as the presentation goes, this came in a box of 20 in a white lacquer box. The Oliva, it arrives basically as a statement of understated luxury to me. The bands are beautiful. It's a double stack band. It's an elegant interplay of deep burgundy and gold that pays homage to the tradition of the craftsmanship of the Oliva family, just as Padron does. The script-like branding evokes a very beautiful sense of history that is coming out of the house of Oliva. Trying this cigar to tie it into its artisanal roots, which I believe it does very, very remarkably. And so for me, with opulence and a sense of gravitas to a cigar, once you're holding this in your hand, you know we smoke with our eyes as well. So this one here, it sets the stage for a very beautiful smoking experience to come. So the presentation on this one is very well done. Like I said, it comes in the box of 20 with a white lacquer box, and that is an excellent looking cigar. I'm trying to show you a few veins that they have on this one. The chocolate is a dull, dusty chocolate, and it smokes just phenomenally. My humidor is at around a 72% and a 69-degree temperature right now. We're here in Southeast Michigan. I'm trying to keep it as close to 77. That's good for me at 72, 69 right now. That's the presentation. When it comes to this particular cigar, when it comes to the craftsmanship, draw is a particular factor that I want to talk about in a cigar. I want to talk about the wrap. I want to talk about the overall presentation of the bands. Are they able to pull apart without pulling any leaf off of the wrapper? Am I looking at a cigar that burns uniformly? And so for me, this tobacco that comes from the esteemed Jalapa Valley is known for its mineral-rich soils, and you get a beautiful rich volcanic soil coming and making this tobacco look as distinctive as it does in its character. I want to keep presenting this to you in a light that I think you can see it, because I know a lot of times you pick up the face of a person when they do these cigar reviews. For me, both rich and complex, as I'm stating how this fragrance, or not fragrance, but how this cigar comes off. The cigar is wrapped in a silky, smooth Ecuadorian Sumatran leaf wrapper that is offering a refined, slight sheen, but ultimately a dusty chocolate cacao look with very minimal veins. A testament that I think is to the meticulous quality control of the house of Oliva. Every cigar has come out this box looking the exact same. The binder and the filler comprise a blend of great long filler Nicaraguan tobaccos that are carefully aged to a perfection. This is a symphony to me of raw materials coming from the house of Oliva that signal an upscale, poised, and beautiful smoking experience. That is the craftsmanship that I always see with Oliva. When it comes to this particular cigar, when I smoked it, the first light, the Monticello greets you with a palate washing of nuanced spices like cinnamon and white pepper with a touch of clove. It then balanced with a creamy undertone reminiscent of things like toasted almond, which come off very well and pleasant on the tongue. It coats the tongue well with that particular nuance, and also there's a dark, sweet, warm cocoa type of taste that comes off it. So if you're one that's seeking something of a cigar that has a chocolate taste or a warm cocoa, this is one that I think you should get your taste profile on, because to me, that first third is one that resembles everything that you love about a chocolatey style cigar. The first third is a medium body introducing a subtle interplay with cedar, leather, and a whisper of dried fruits as well, which I enjoyed in this particular taste profile. And so for me, as it comes in, those profiles for that first third, about 1 inch to 2 inches into the cigar, it starts to transition to its second third. And as the cigar does transition into its second third, it gives this profile that deepens. The notes of dark cacao start to very much so envelop your tongue profile with a nice coffee espresso taste that is mixed with the interplay of nutmeg that takes a center stage at the midway point of this particular cigar. So that second third midpoint becomes very, very spicy with nutmeg and cinnamon. The retrohale that reveals hints of molasses and black cherry off of this one. If you're used to smelling the black cherry accord, it's one that comes off extremely well in this one as well. So you can imagine the gourmand taste of black dark chocolates and warm sweet cherries coming out of this one. It's a complex fragrance or complex cigar that very much so just is living up to the hype that I've heard about this one. The complexity, it starts to unfold very, very seamlessly as well, maintaining a very velvety mouthfeel that doesn't char the mouth, doesn't char the tongue. The nicotine never takes over the body, never takes over the palate. It's a very smooth wash on the palate that makes the tobacco a great first impression. And so once you get to the final third, the crescendo of the full body experience starts to come and to envelop you. The spices start to ramp up slightly a bit. The peppery kick starts to slightly envelop you, bringing forth just a little bit more of a nicotine hit, but nothing very full body. It's a medium to full body experience. And so one of those earthy undertones of spices and woods and cedar and a little bit of the dried fruit starts to take up. You also start at the end to get this oak experience with the roasted chestnut in the mid of the last third of this particular cigar. They begin to dominate just a little bit, bringing that cinnamon and cacao into the crescendo as well. The finish, after you get to about the nub, the finish lingers with a pleasant room smell, the balance of sweetness and warmth with a lasting mouthfeel and impression of great craftsmanship and depth come with a cacao wash and a coffee espresso and peppers and a nutty feel that just come off very, very well from the house of Oliva and the collaboration with Holt Cigar Company. That is what I got as the taste profile. As you start to look at the cigar, you can see in the hand, I love Robusto styles. I'm a mostly Robusto smoker. So the look and feel of the cigar, as I talked about in the presentation, it's one that in hand, the Monticello has a very nice tactile feel to it. It's the nice soft box press that is, the construction is flawless. The box press is flawless. It's uniformly packed with no soft spots in this one, no spongy, no cracks, no overwhelming veins. It's one that you always ultimately see from the House of Oliva, especially from their elevated lines of expression. And so the wrapper is slightly oiled, like I said, it's dispatched as this slightly dusty, oily take of it, and it's nicely done. And the cold draw on this one, that's when you start to understand what you're going to get as a premium smoking experience. The cold draw offers a preview of the complexity. It has the faint hints of hay, the faint hits of cacao and nutmeg teasing you when you take the cold draw. Ultimately, it's one of the most delicious cold draws that I've had in a long time as well. So I think that this one is going to be a great smoking experience for you gentlemen that are into medium to full body cigars and want something of a pleasant experience that they've not had in a usual Oliva experience. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been my experience for you guys today in the cigar review. Today as well, I am drinking on a nice Chardonnay as I smoke. This is the Province Vineyards Dead Eye Chardonnay, a lot of 38 that came out in 2021. This is from Monterey County, California, and this is a very nice Chardonnay. My glass has a few spots, so please forgive me. I have been drinking out this glass throughout the day, but this Chardonnay, it is a 13.5 ABV wine. It has the alcohol content is, I want to say full, because the legs run very, very slow on this particular wine, meaning it has a nice alcohol content to it. Pale yellow. The flavors that I get, the profile that I get on this one are crisp, not crisp, but soft, golden, delicious apple, a little bit of pineapple, a little bit of stone fruit, and the nose on this one, which is one of the best noses you get the apple pie, you get the oak, but you get this daffodil scent, that this yellow floral that you get from the springtime daffodils. And I have plenty of mine in my yard as my landscaping, and I always go out in the springtime to see the bushels and bushels of daffodils come out, and you actually pick that up as a scent profile in this particular wine. This is my first time tasting from Province Vineyards, and I'm impressed by what it is that I've tasted. I'm not the biggest of a Chardonnay drinker. That's the back label to give you some information. As I showed you the front, the dead eye crosshairs on the front. Cool looking bottle is what got me to pick this one up. I'm not the biggest on Chardonnays. I'm more of a Chenin Blanc. I'm more of a Sauvignon Blanc when it comes to my whites. But to me, I'm picking up on more Chardonnays to get more of the oak taste. I am a fan of them as a drinking, but I've also ventured off into others that have given me a much more pleasant taste. But to this one, picking it up, having it with a cigar, very good pairing profile to have with the Oliva, and that's why I'm drinking it again today to finish off the bottle with this cigar I'm about to go out and smoke that I just presented to you guys. So overall, this is the wine for today. Like I said, the Provenance Dead Eye Chardonnay out of Monterey. Nicely done. It washes on the palate very well. The tongue feel is not inundated with a lot of acidity. It has a very pleasant mouth feel. The root of the mouth, the palate is very wash clean. After about 20 seconds, you still feel the stone fruit and the apple as the overwhelming taste profile with a little bit of that oak. But it's something you don't get a lot of the alcohol on the tongue. You don't get a lot of acidity as a bite. You just get a nice, pleasant taste profile from this particular Chardonnay. And it washes clean. I would recommend it. Provenance Dead Eye Chardonnay is what I'm drinking today with my cigar that I'm going to go smoke that I just presented to you guys, as I just stated, and I'm going to have a good evening. So that was my presentation for you gentlemen today. I hope, as always, you found something entertaining and educational from this particular video. And if you did, all that I ever asked that you do is hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know how the video resonated with you in the comment section below, and if you find something about the Oliva house that you want to leave below, let me know what you're smoking, and if Oliva is still a house that you gravitate towards. Until next time, until next video, you gentlemen have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you then. Peace.